About that, Jason. Technical difficulties with my computer sometimes happen.
No problem.
So where we left off last time, we were talking about your self-esteem. Not so much that you have poor self-esteem or low self-esteem. It's just that you find yourself comparing yourself to others in classes and stuff, and then you also know that how though a lot of times this is an unfair comparison is they're older, they've had more experience in the business world, and we're obviously going through classes with that, and you being right out of your undergrad, it's unfair to compare yourself to them, but you still find yourself doing that.
Yeah, and I definitely feel that that is contributing to uh, maybe not having the highest confidence in myself in terms of speaking up and um, when I have to give uh, presentations, things like that. So,
Do you ever feel like the others who have this more experience or who are older are judging you and basing their opinions off of their experiences and what they already know, and they feel that you should be at a certain level?
do I think they are? Yeah. Are they actually? I don't
You have no
really
idea.
know.
But you have that in the back of your head where you're
Yeah.
thinking, this is how they're judging me,
Yeah.
even though you just don't even know how it is, but that's how you feel.
Right.
Okay. So have you tried anything to help you get over this, not fear, but apprehension, I guess, or hesitancy about speaking in public or presentations?
Um, I mean, we talked about how, uh, just speaking in class, I'll just run through it and run through it and run through it in my
Hmm.
head. Um, so I mean, yeah, I try that, and like I said, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. As far as like presentations go, um, as I said to you earlier, I hate listening to my own voice.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm not really the kind of person to like practice my presentations aloud. Instead, I'll just like run through my slides or note cards, and basically just try to memorize not only what's on the cards, but then any additional information that I want to kind of just throw out there. Um, but the thing with the presentations, that's where I get more like flabbergasted, I guess. I just get so nervous that my train of thought just goes out the window. Um, I know that they sometimes tell you to pick like three random spots in the room and just continuously look at those three spots instead of making direct eye contact. But I just feel when I'm putting that like mental effort forward to like change where I'm looking or
Hmm.
making sure that my inflection or my tone is not boring or
Yeah.
dull. Uh, like yeah, that's when I screw up.
So we start to stumble
Yeah,
on everything.
yeah.
Okay. And the memorizing well, at least the attempts for going through your cards and your slides, it does that. Do you feel that? Have you done it? Have you? Sorry, let me rephrase this. Have you done it where you've done a presentation without doing it, and then it's helped you the next time you've had to do a presentation with doing it, or is there like any noticeable difference?
Um, I mean, it definitely does help. Um, to be familiar with your information and
Yeah.
know what you're going to say. Um, I just, I'm sorry, I lost your question.
Okay. I was just wondering if the just sitting there instead of practicing your speech out loud, because you don't like the tone of your own voice or
Right.
listening to your own voice on recording. I was wondering, since you said that sometimes to try and help you over this to potentially not be flabbergasted or flounder, I guess, in a presentation, you try to memorize your stuff beforehand.
Yeah.
Has this helped, or is there not a noticeable difference to you?
Yeah, I guess I'd say yes and no.
Yes and no. It depends on the situation.
Yeah. Um, I guess it really does kind of depend on what I'm presenting on. If I can actually get into it, then I'm more likely to memorize it or remember what I want to say. Um, but yeah, so I guess yes and no.
Okay, so the more passionate you are about a certain subject,
Yeah, which I mean makes
it's,
sense.
yeah, it's pretty pretty easy to understand why you'd be
Right.
able to remember more of your speech or know just what you're talking about,
Yeah.
rather than if you have to just go up and give a presentation on something you don't like. So you obviously didn't put as much effort as you would have as something you do like. Do you feel that if you did try to practice your speech maybe in front of um, your roommate or siblings or anything like that, or somebody you trust, not to judge you, they don't judge you.
Mhm.
They already know the kind of guy you are. Do you feel that practicing it over maybe once or twice, or even recording if you can get over listening to your own voice, which is tough, I understand. I understand exactly what you're talking about. Do you feel that that would help you if you, just instead of just repeating it in your head, you can actually work through it and speak in it, smooth out the rougher edges, I guess I was trying to say.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely can see that as an option that would work. I Yeah, obviously practicing in front of someone that can obviously point out where your strengths are, weaknesses, things like that. Um, I guess the only reason I've never really done that is I'm not the kind of person to like uh, put others out or ask for others' help. Basically, I've always been kind of just independent. I'll do it on my own. But I guess that's something I should uh, get over and accept help.
Okay. And being more independent, as you just said, is this more of you just don't trust others, or you don't even necessarily think that, or you just don't want to bother them?
Yeah, it's mostly I don't want to bug them. I mean, because we've all got busy lives outside
Yeah.
of. I mean, school's busy enough, and then
Mhm.
the rest of life. So yeah, that's kind of where that stands. But I'm sure I could find a few people that I could
Mhm.
bug for an hour or so.
Just be used as a sounding board.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you have any issues other than presentation wise? Like, how often do you speak up in class, just class discussions where you just put in your 2 cents here or 2 cents there?
Um, I'm sorry. Is it repeat that?
Well, lately we've been talking about the presentations.
Mhm.
Going up in front of the whole class,
Right.
speaking on a subject where it's maybe just you or you and another two people in a group. I'm talking about more of class. The class reads something or has been doing something, and you come together, all 15 of you, and you all discuss at the same time,
Okay.
feed off of each other.
Um,
How do you do in those situations?
I mean, I do participate. At least I feel like I do participate in class. I've never really gotten negative marks because of not participating. Um, so whether that's an accurate sign,
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's
But
hard to judge that sometimes.
yeah, um, but I mean, sometimes I feel like a lot of us are just speaking just because we have to speak, um, and that's where I know that I have to speak up in class so many times per week or whatever, in order to get credit for participation. Um, that's where I don't want to just say something just for the sake of saying it. I want to actually, excuse me, say something important.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like going back to our last session, that's where I get stuck with the just ruminating it in my head. So I mean, it is a problem to an extent, but I wouldn't say it's like affecting the grades or anything. Um, I think it's just something that I feel I need to change before I actually get into the job world.
Okay. Let's pause there for 1 second, Raleigh.